Hi, we're Sugarland, and you're watching
Entertainment Focus.
Yeah, I mean, US, it's was debuted at #1 in the US Billboard charts.
It debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts.
That's right.
We just went platinum there,
Right.
just a couple
2 or 3
weeks
months,
ago.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it feel like all the hard work's paid off for this album? That
It's beginning. I think it's given us the opportunity to do something like this. To come over here and really try to reach out for new fans.
Cool. Now, I've got a question for Jennifer. You did a duet with John Bon Jovi a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are there any plans for you guys to sort of get back and maybe work with John Bon Jovi on a future Sugarland album, perhaps?
We haven't talked about any of that. I mean, of course, we love John and we love the whole band. And, I think it would be wonderful to come over here and possibly tour with them because they are massive here. So that would be excellent exposure. So maybe something like that can happen, and I'll come out on their set and we'll do Who Says She Can't Go Home.
They'll be here, so June 30th.
Good. All right. Maybe we might be able to, that would be great. So who knows, we'll see. But we haven't talked about it. Of course, we're always open, collaborating is definitely part of the joy, although everyone is so busy all the time, it's hard to make that stuff happen.
Absolutely. Now, also on the collaboration part, we've done a lot of really nice covers in which you guys, put your own stamp on it. Like Beyonce's Irreplaceable, Dream Academy's Life in Northern Town. Are there any plans to maybe release a covers album with all the material that you've covered?
In the States, we released a live album that also was a double album. It was a live album and a live covers. We had live covers as well. And on that was everything from Beyonce to Edie Brickell to Kings of Leon to Pearl Jam
cool.
to REM, all these artists for whom we are huge fans. So you should check that out and see if you can get your hands on it. But I would love to release something. I would love to release actually that over here. I think it would be gangbusters. So we'll see. We'll put that out there to all the decision makers.
That's right.
See.
Fair enough. Now, there's a couple of really famous songs you guys have done. One of them, Joey. I'm still kind of curious about the origins of it. Obviously, it's something to do with Concrete Blonde's version of Joey and how they do it. So it's inspired by them. Can you tell us more about that?
Musically, I could definitely hear that, inspired by that. But the story...
The story is really, it was an interesting story, both on who we wrote it with and what we ended up writing. It was like in the fall of the year that we were doing it, but we wrote it with Billy Anderson, and Billy Anderson is a very old-time famous writer and country music star
in the States.
So I don't know how old Bill is now, in his late 70s.
Yeah.
When we wrote the song,
he's a legend.
He's still a legend. Whispering Billy Anderson.
Yes.
Okay.
And we started writing a song, and none of us had really a preconceived notion of what we were going to write that day, and we sat in a hotel room.
We all came in with nothing.
Nothing. And we said, let's just make it up. And we started with, just like you and I usually do, I don't know, I've always, wanted to write a song with a name in it, or a song about this, or we started with a verse or something. I don't even remember what happened that day, but it became a song which was very interesting about kind of a teenage tragedy. And what we didn't realize until after we had written it, Bill looked up and he said, well, there hadn't been one of these songs in a while. And we kind of looked at him confused. He said, yeah, this is like a teen tragedy song like they used to have when they were like leader of the pack. And
back in the 60s.
Like 60s.
Early 60s.
Which we weren't even alive. And it was such an interesting thing to have someone with such knowledge pull tradition in on what we were crafting as just a song we were writing that day. And it's really a great performance on that record.
But for the burning question, we don't know anyone named Joey who has died in a car accident for whom we wrote the song.
Cool.
to probably answer the question that you wanted from the beginning, with the song is not about a real person that we know, thank God.
Yeah. Cool.
Because everybody thinks, tell me the story, and they want the,
it was my cousin.
Yeah, nobody wants that, so yeah.
Fair enough. No, you guys have been together for a long time, about what, 7 years, 8 years?
Going on, yeah, about 8 years now.
What's the secret of keeping the chemistry together when I guess you've been so successful? How do you keep that success going?
I think, for me, I think part of it is that we are creative partners in the sense that we enjoy coming together and partnering for the sake of creating. And that most largely being songwriting. I mean, of course, we collaborate on, okay, well, what do we want to do for the set? Let's get excited about steampunk and things like that.
Yeah.
But mostly it's songwriting, so we enjoy that part. And then, we just have a healthy respect for each other and
It
try to
requires
communicate.
respect in order to have any kind of relationship with anyone.
Do you ever have any issues with song ideas and about who can sort of push an idea further than someone else, or is it always a compromise between the two of getting things together?
No, I think that's where the trust comes in, because there are times, where we each have our strengths and we trust each other within those, to say, okay, can we take this here, or do you like this, or I don't like that, or, yes, I like this. It's definitely, it's more like a dance than it is any sort of struggle or who pushes what in which direction. It's more of a dance than it is a volley.
So it's not like Aerosmith.
Yeah, no, not yet, but we're waiting for our drug phase that will usher us into, complete and total anger.
Fair enough. One last question, I guess. Do you have any funny stories about the two of you being together in such a long time? I know, Christian, I think you've split your pants once in one of those bowls.
Oh God, I did.
Yes,
I did split my pants
split your pants
in a giant plastic ball. Yes. I mean, there are funny things that happen, and you just kind of let them go by. But yeah, the Flaming Lips kind of do this great big thing in a ball, and we were really inspired by that. And we went out and got in touch with them and found out how they did it, and we got these balls. And so when we do it, you do it on top of the crowd, and you go out, and we kind of each get in one, and we turn around and come back. And it's a little nerve-wracking because the crowd doesn't really know what to do with you. You have to kind of roll over them.
You got to trust them to push you along.
Well,
you have to trust them to hold their hands up.
They got to hold their hands up, and then you can roll.
Yeah, and then you
and then you
propel
hamster
it.
your way through it. And I was making a corner, and as I was turning around to go back to the stage, my pants split, and they split right kind of down the middle. So as long as people weren't looking up, they were about to get a show.
Whoa!
And the problem was, the funniest part is that I didn't quite know what to do about it, because you get out of the ball, and then we go up and we go, yeah!
We have a victory lap moment.
Like everybody gets to cheer, and I'm like, if I do this, then all that's about to come out, right? So now what do I do? And then my guitar tech handed me a guitar, so I put the guitar on, and I was like, yeah! And then I was like, okay, whatever you do, don't move the guitar.
Oh God!
Because behind the guitar is a whole different show. But yeah, that's kind of embarrassing.
X-rated.
Right? Yeah, crazy things happen.
Yeah.